folks. Wow, what a day. It's Katie and I are on an online meditation retreat this weekend, started this morning. And this is with my buddy Kyle Cease. He's running it. He runs these online events every few months. They're actually really cool. They're just kind of chances, like, we usually have Annalise stay with her grandparents overnight, so we have Saturday and Sunday to just kind of be alone and be silent and sink into this space. And it's been really beautiful. And one of the things, it's kind of amazing how this work that I've been talking about around my own patterns and my own subconscious habits has been seen and kind of affirmed by the universe. So, like, first thing that happened this morning, right before the retreat started, I got a text 20 minutes before. Hey, Robin, do you want to play piano at the start of the retreat? Like 10 minutes before we start the call, do you want to just kind of play a little intro music? And I was like, okay, sure. But immediately I felt this conflict come back, right? Like I want to do a good job. I want to play well. The whole thing I've been talking about for days now just kind of flared right up. And I actually, long story short, I didn't end up playing this morning because we kind of ran out of time. Like, by the time I answered, it was 15 minutes to when we were going to start, 5 minutes left before I should start playing. So we just didn't have time to get it together. But we are going to do it tomorrow. And I'm going to play like a half hour of music to start this retreat. And so right at the outset of this whole thing, that I was like right back in touch with this pattern that I'm looking at and that I'm seeing so prominently over the last couple of days and weeks. And it's hilarious, and also very much what I've come to. It's very much perfect. It's very much the way the universe works, which is that as I'm processing this and truly releasing it, I'm getting an answer in the form of opportunities to look at it again, look at it even deeper. Like I had an idea a few weeks ago, or like a week or so ago, and I'm probably going to do this actually, of doing a post like this where I'm sitting at the piano and I'm going to perform something. I'm going to play some piece of music. We'll see what that ends up being, but play some piece of music and make it kind of explicit from the outset of the post that my focus during the performance is going to be how active or non-active is this complex in me, right? Is this desire, this tendency to take me out of the moment and put me in a kind of reaching mode where I'm never really present and I'm never really giving. So in other words, taking the thing that is in a way is like my nemesis of performance and just literally putting it right in the foreground of what's happening, because I feel like that way I may be able to just look it directly in the eye, and as it arises, not be afraid to see it. Usually that's the kind of thing where if I'm on stage and I'm playing, that's the complex that starts to come up, and it's like, oh shit, I hope nobody, it's like I try to like not let that be seen, and of course that never allows it to fully come out. So anyway, so then my thought was, well, like, let's just do one where we like aim right for it. Like, let's just point right at it and drive right towards it and see what happens, not in a kind of like playing chicken with it sort of way. I'm not trying to dominate it or get rid of it even necessarily. I'm just curious what would happen if I allowed the experience that brings the pattern up to be explicitly about bringing the pattern up, instead of making the experience that brings the pattern up one where I habitually try to suppress and go to war against that pattern. Instead of that, doing the opposite and just putting it right out there. And so, this is literally like a couple days ago, I had this thought. This is undoubtedly going to be a post that I do sometime soon. But tomorrow morning, I'm going to be doing this in front of, 300, 400. I don't know how many people are on this retreat, but it's usually a lot. So it's one of these just hilarious circumstances where like I put this out there into the world, and I start wrestling with it and I get serious about it, and bam, the world just comes right back with, you know, like another opportunity to go deeper into this and to really kind of reckon with it, and it's like it just feels like such a gift, because now it doesn't feel like, oh shit, it's a performance. I hope I make it through that performance without letting the pattern be seen, without letting the whatever it's protecting, the thing that I'm afraid of freezing up or making mistakes or whatever it is, without letting that be seen. I hope I can make it through tomorrow's performance. It's like, no, that's what we've been doing. That's I don't want to do that anymore. So just this opportunity in this context, I'm just so grateful for it, and I think it is literally arising out of the work that I'm doing. That's why the world has placed this next step kind of at my feet. That's where I am today. You know, like I think, and again, so many people have reached out recently and kind of like mirrored my internal experience recently, and I think, no surprise, you know, we all have these issues, we all have these patterns, we all have our separate ways of getting there, and potentially our separate ways through. But I think generally the way through is like, sit back and let it be. Sit back and love the pattern. Actually just love it. Let it be there. Allow it to be there. Thank it for its service and allow it to be there. And then see what else is underneath, you know, see what comes up once that is allowed to be, once it's allowed to come and go as it pleases, what's really there. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing tomorrow morning, and I'll tell you all about it, I'm sure. And one of these days I'm going to do a post like that too. So yeah, I look forward to seeing you all again soon. I love you all. Thank you so much for watching. Always wonderful to have people receiving what's coming through me. So love you guys. Thanks so much. See you soon.